accused 9/11 mastermind and his co-defendants caused quite the chaos at a hearing in Guantanamo Bay over the weekend. The hearing lasted a whopping 13 hours. This weekend's hearing for KSM, or Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, and his 4 defendants was, or I should say co-defendants, was supposed to take just a couple of hours and could have really been done in minutes. Some of their behavior included taking off the earphones that provided Arabic translations of the English court proceedings. Interpreters had to be brought in to translate live. Interpreting the proceedings to yell that the guards at the Guantanamo Bay prison were going to kill them. Insisting that the 20-plus page document detailing charges against them be read aloud. And then they took some of their clothes off, or partially disrobed, as the court put it. They read the magazine The Economist and made a paper airplane and placed it on top of a microphone. Quite the court proceeding. Defense lawyers for the suspected 9/11 mastermind accusing the government of rigging the trial to make sure he's convicted and put to death. Our senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano, is here. What to make of this?
Well, and not something to look forward to from the point of view of testing the patience of the judge. Look, everybody is entitled to be present at their trial, to confront the evidence against them, and to confront the witnesses against them. That has been tempered somewhat by the Military Commissions Act, which excludes the defendants from hearing certain witnesses and looking at certain documents. But when defendants engage in behavior that unnecessarily disrupts or lengthens to an intolerable point the trial, the court can exclude them and put them in a place where they can observe what goes on, but their antics won't interrupt. So they can, by their behavior, give up their right to be physically present in the courtroom.
You know, Catherine Herridge was at this hearing. Catherine, I wonder, how disrupting was all of this? It sounds like a bit of a clown show.
Well, I was at the first arraignment back in 2008, and these guys came into court trying to control the proceedings by acting as their own attorneys. This time they clearly came in with a strategy, and that was to frustrate and delay the process as much as possible. They refused to cooperate with the court in any way. They refused to answer questions, and then they refused to wear these headphones for the Arabic translation. But I would point out that 2 of them were reading the Economist magazine, and from what we can see, it's in English. So that was farcical. And there were other moments that were just kind of surreal. One of the suspects, while he'd been attached, was wheeled into the courtroom in this restraint chair, kind of like Silence of the Lambs. And then once he was positioned, the guard went back outside and they brought in his prosthetic leg. I guess the guy in the restraint chair was going to need it. I mean, you just were kind of shaking your head, not really believing what you were seeing.
What can the government do?
Well, it's really up to the court to produce an orderly trial here. Now, this proceeding it would be likened to an arraignment. I mean, basically, the judge was saying to them, are you who the government says you are? Do you understand the charges against you? Do you know that you're in a courtroom? Do you have a lawyer? Do you know what your rights are? Normally, this is, in an American court, is pro forma and takes minutes. But obviously, as Catherine indicated, with all this excess behavior and inappropriate behavior going on, it took 13 hours. The court can exclude them and put them in a room where they can watch on closed-circuit television everything that's going on and enable them to speak to their attorneys in real time from that room into the courtroom. But if the court permits them to stay in the courtroom and they continue like this trial will take years. And, of course, they haven't even gotten off the ground. They haven't even picked a jury yet. They're still at the very, very preliminary stages.